Morning. How's your weekend, Pete?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just taking some time off, some extra time to study. I always like the long weekend. I mean, I prefer trading, but I take advantage of the time basically.
There's, I'm kind of mixed on that. Sometimes I'm like, man, I can't wait till Monday, and sometimes I'm like, I just want a week off. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
you just kind of need that. It's because it's all numbers and thinking and remembering levels in the brain. Sometimes it's just need some time away from it. But yeah, this weekend definitely good. I'm glad we got the extra day, especially with the holiday. Had a
oh yeah, for sure.
had a bit of a barbecue yesterday, so it feels like a regular weekend for me. um,
Yeah.
um, but Bitcoin, surprising. Let's jump on that right away. Get on track. Um, I really thought that was gonna fail.
Yeah, I did too. I expected down in the 18s at least by now, maybe lower, but yeah, it's it's hanging around. Which I mean, for my end, for something like coin, it coin needs like a dramatic fall to fall more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I think coin could see $40 if Bitcoin fails, but if it's just kind of middling around, I think you'll just see coin bouncing around a pretty decent range. A lot of 4% type days, so pretty good for options.
yeah. I think
Um,
I think coin around the 45 55 level is a great trade on the share side too. And then the
yeah, yeah,
lower it goes, the easier it gets. Um, just because of the range. I mean, you're usually getting a $3 to $6 candle um,
yeah, yeah.
on most days. Um, what do you think fair market is right now for that thing?
Oh, I think like between 49.55, something like that.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it's in like a full on recovery, I think in the 60s and 70s would probably be all right. But I think that'll be a while.
For me, it's on that. It's just really on that psychological level where either it holds this and it goes exactly where you're saying, in my opinion, 60s, 70s, maybe 80s, but somewhere above 50, or it's gonna go like a Rivian, an Affirmed, an Upstart, and we're just gonna go
Yeah,
check
yeah.
down to that 2025 level. Um,
Oh, I know. Yeah, I definitely could. I could see that happen for sure.
that
Yeah.
50 and 100 psychological level is just huge, and this isn't a really old stock, so it doesn't kind of have the history or the historical support. Um, what are we working our way down from, like 300? Isn't it that, where did it open at?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Three?
Yeah. It did right, and I traded it for quite a while in that like 170 over 200 area, and then it just completely failed.
On the weekly, you can kind of see it. It caught 200, tried to regain, and then it was 150, and then it was 50. So, um, yeah, it's definitely not a Ford, right?
Yeah. Right.
Awesome. Do you think Bitcoin's coming back? I didn't really look at the. I mean, those charts they're like a balloon that's just letting air out right now. Are
Yeah.
you thinking they're
It
back?
was. Um. I I'm leaning that way a little bit. I think that the the FUD on crypto was almost like too much to me. Just a lot of rumors about all these exchanges, and I mean the news has been all bad, but um, it it just I don't know. It felt a little too bearish. I think we might get some decent recovery coming up.
Yeah, it's to me it's and I know it's probably simple, but people don't think about it. Bitcoin's not our Bitcoin stocks aren't moving off the price of Bitcoin anymore. They're moving off the news now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So it's not tethered to the price like that used to be kind of how we would read it. Like, oh, we've hit 42. Those stocks are going to trend
Yeah, I,
trend
I
up
used to
today.
just I used to just look at Bitcoin over the weekend. It's like, okay, I'm trading HUT tomorrow morning, and that was kind of that simple for a long time.
And it's not tethered to that anymore, in my opinion. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
not
agree. Yeah,
relevant at all for some reason. Um, interesting to me. All right, well, let's get her
yeah,
going.
yeah,
Let's get her going
yeah,
here.
yeah. All right. So, what I have up first is POW, POWW.
Isn't that a guns and ammo thing?
Yep, yep. And got interested in this kind of early last week in my notes, and just seeing some nice potential for some continuation here. Let me call up this stuff.
All right, while you're pulling that up, I love when Professor has previous charts because they're already charted. In this environment, if we're even close to our lines, that's a that's like already a B setup in my opinion.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
this one, we have 407, 475 with a 625 on the upper. 625 would be your volume profile. Sorry, 629 on the 3 year, and the 426 is your volume profile on the 1 year. So that's kind of the channel. I'm assuming I put the 4 to 480 range because that's 20%. Y'all know how I play.
yeah, yeah.
But this looks like we thought there was a bigger move when we charted this before.
Yeah, we did, and that one didn't pan out as much. But what I'm seeing here is breaking that, at least testing that $5 mark. I got leaps to 7.
It's the same. This feels like to me like I don't know when we were on it, but this feels like to me kind of what I picked up in my 6 months of dealing with the whales from secondary information is that these guys
Yeah,
don't know when it's going to happen. They know it's going to happen, so they kind of prep for it. And this is how they kind of hedge their bets. Because that's exactly what we have. We have the $4 to $5 level with the 625 top. I mean, that's
yep, and it works. Shares, and if you do options, just go a couple months out, give yourself a little room. But you can pick up 30-40% on options
wow.
without a lot of stress if even on that 5 test. So uh, definitely a lot of potential there.
When's
The
your 7 call? Sorry.
I've got that for January.
Okay, that's the leap then. Perfect.
Yep. And sticking with this theme for a minute, this one's kind of interesting. You'll see when you call it up. SWBI.
That was on my list last week.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it. I mean, they had really strong earnings, and then just gave it back with the market. But I think that we're now, if it was overbought off earnings, it's definitely oversold. Um, it really should be between 14.50 and 15 right now, just based on the strikes, and that's kind of where they're buying it, and looking for a retest of 16 plus in the late July strikes on it.
This had a big ER dip. What, December? It looks like, maybe
Yeah,
November, and we were on it at some point in time. 1562 and 1750 is what we had on the lower channel. We definitely got below that, but that's still back to the bottom of the drop. That's not even to the top of the drop, which is 20.
yeah.
That 15 is huge to me. I think this is more tradable on the other side of that, to be honest.
On the downside.
No, no, going back up.
Oh,
Like
I'm
it
seeing
can,
what you're saying. Yeah, like we break 15 and then we go. Yeah. No, I think that's possible. The 819 1750 is a contract that
yeah.
that stands out, and if by late July we're up over 15, breaking through 16, I think we'll head back up that way. So a lot of potential. Just a kind of a sector theme that just popped out, and when Powell and when these two come together like that, tells me there's some catalyst, some news. I mean, we already had the the Supreme Court's very favorable to the Second Amendment right now. Not to get political, but it's
Sure.
just the reality.
Sure.
So, you're gonna see court cases now try to push back on that, and as those fail, that gives a boost to gun stocks. That's one scenario. The other scenario actually is that when something bad happens with guns,
People buy
and
'em.
like people feel like they need to make a
Yep.
rush to go buy them,
Yep.
that can push them too. So there's a couple different ways that catalysts can work on these. But yeah, so I definitely I like that pair. I like Powell a little more. I think that we're early on Smith and Wesson. I think you're probably right on that. But I think Powell probably goes first.
I like the reason more than the rest of it. Like the catalyst will be there on these. Not like you said,
Yeah.
not to get political, but there'll be an issue, especially going towards November, and they're kind of already an issue depending on where you live.
Right. Yeah. It's and that happens with stocks. I mean, sometimes like you see a chart and the chart is just perfect and it's ready and it's right there. This isn't really that kind of scenario. It's a little bit similar to weed, where you're just kind of waiting on the government to do something.
Yes.
But it's coming.
Yes, 100% agree. Guns are more legal than weed, so this is a better catalyst.
Right. Yeah.
This is like the safe one. The weed is like the lotto.
Right. Yeah.
That's a great way to look at that. Awesome. Yeah, I love it.
All right. So now I'm going to get into some airlines for us. Let's look at HA.
Hawaii, huh?
And I've last round with airlines, I really did well with these smaller caps, and I'm seeing kind of the same flow setup. So all right, so sitting at 1465, and what so the flow I have on it, I've got 17 and 20 C for 819, and I've got sold puts that are bullish at 14 for July.
Yeah, they're building support at 1350. There's your 14, and then 19 is volume profile. 19.5 is volume profile on all the larger time frames.
Yeah. So I mean, I think ads under 14 would be good if we did get that to start off the week, but I think we're going to see a move towards 16 fairly quickly.
I think you like these in general, and every sector is a little different, but they kind of go with the market and then come back with the news, and the news real well, and the market does its thing, and then you just pick them up because they're going to come back with the news. Because this chart is just it goes down like for a week with like the market would, and then back up, and then down for like 5 days, and then back up, and yeah, those are easier to play, in my opinion.
And the flow reads a little cleaner than the bigger airlines, so I just have gravitated towards those for that reason. So definitely like that one. And all right, so next up for me is, I want to get your take on this one because the flow is A+. Don't quite know what to make of the chart. NCR.
Look at this last week.
NCR, when you go to a restaurant, you pay at that little kiosk at your table. So that's basically one of the things they do. And took a big hit on earnings last April. Earnings not coming up again until August, so we're sort of in the middle of that. And $42 a leaps, just all over the place with this. So I don't know what I'm not 100% sure what to make of that, but it just dominated the flow for this market cap in this sector for me.
The volume
So
profile is 41 on the 1 year, 42 is RTL box, 33 is kind of your larger time frame, but the real floor on this thing's 20. Um, those are your, yeah, so you're kind of there.
yeah,
If that makes
yeah,
sense. I mean, I got one at 20 and one at 42, and then the volume profile on the 3 years 33. So I mean, you're thick here to 30. There's a lot here.
yeah.
Um, yeah, 3350, but we're under that now. You're 10% under that now. That's my only trouble I have with this. Is and we've had this before where here I'll zoom in a little bit for people watching at home. Um, we get to where there's this little gap down like to 25, and for me it should go with the market and kind of fall through that, or at least get a little dip test in that. Um, but with flow reads, I've seen it 3 or 4 times not test those areas at all, like not even really pay them any mind. Um, so 42 does stand
Yeah,
out, but you're kind of thick back up. Um,
right.
this would be a slower mover to me. I guess that would be my thing. And I would kind of buy in the low 30s, but I'm out at like 28. Like I'm not staying for the 20s.
No, I think that makes sense. And basically, what the way I would explain it from a flow perspective is that they're kind of trying to build a floor at 30 that doesn't necessarily exist in the chart. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
so that they're selling puts at 30 to try to set it up for a bounce. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to play. Not trying to catch the full move at 42, probably trying to catch something to between 33.50 and 35 is
Even if you
where I'm at.
take the ER dip, it's been between basically like 35 and I'll give you the whole ER dip, 28. Um, and it really tried
Yeah.
to hold 33 for like a month and a half. And the last 2 weeks, it's basically been under that. So that's not a healthy spot. Um,
Right, right.
in general, just because the range is there, you want to see. I mean, it's in a slight downtrend. It looks like, and that's kind of why I'd pick that 28 as a floor because this was your last low in this area. So if that fails, I don't know where the next break would be besides 20. Like for sure,
Right, yeah,
like for sure.
and I wouldn't want to hang around for that. So basically, if I'm playing shorter term, I'm looking for a move to 35, stop loss 28.
Love it.
A leap,
Perfect.
a lotto leap at like 42 for the like November is about $70. So if you wanted to just like toss one out there and just wait this out and see if the flow pans out, that's kind of the other option on it.
The last let's say 15 days you've gotten like a 30 to 32, 33 move, but that's been it.
Yeah.
Um, so playing that 30 level with a stop down there, because it hasn't hit 28, so you want your stop somewhere it hasn't hit. That's the you don't want to
Right.
put your
Yeah.
stop somewhere it runs through. That's no fun. Um,
Yeah.
so that's no, I like it from that standpoint, and that's a quick little cheater 10%, with
Yeah.
the flow read to 25%. Love it. Good stuff.
Yep.
You want to hot list this P or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The flow is good enough to hot list it. All right. So what I got next? I've been on this one for a while, and it was kind of a midweek ad for me. Finally got bigger move than I expected. RFP just jumped right out of that $12 level and is sitting at $14.50 now. But Flo says that this goes to 17 and breaks it and ends up at 22 in the fall. So looking pretty strong.
When did we chart this? Like, did we do this week? I got live.
I said it.
Live.
I did send it. I posted it in Collab. Yeah.
Usually when you, I don't know, that's gonna sound bad, but it's just how it is. So usually when you send stuff in collab, right, I don't always keep the lines on the chart. Like I'll drop you the numbers, right? But
Right, right.
I don't put the lines on the chart unless I think it's A plus for my side, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's how this works. Yeah, because
And
I'll just toss things over to you all
yeah,
the time.
yeah, and I have 12. I have the 12 to 14s, and I don't remember doing it this week. But damn,
Yeah,
um, 17's your all-time high. It's just that test is all that would be.
yeah,
Um, you
yeah. They
think
want. I mean, they've got even for July 15th, you have volume exceeding open interest on 2250C, 20C. So
July
you know
15th?
this really could go. Yeah, July 15th,
15th. Wow.
and those are about $15. So you know
For
maybe worth
for
a shot.
for me, even at this range, I'll just buy 100 shares because the 1,400 bucks from here, if we do get into the 20s, that's pretty good risk reward when I'll just cut it loose back here at the 12 level, $200 loss at worst. You know, that's
Uh,
six hundred to
yeah,
$200 win loss ratio is perfect for me, especially on the slower moving stuff or stuff in an uptrend. So look for that to continue. Love it.
yeah. And this is a paper stock, so you know it's that tangible, boring stuff I like, and so I finally found one. I think. So yeah, I'll be looking to play some options on it. I will put in my notes what my options plan is. I'm still sort of formulating that. Probably August for me, but definitely a lot of potential on this one.
Let me
Um,
memo this real quick. Hold on one second, P.
yeah,
Oh, there's plenty of. This has got to be insider owned. I can't do that here. I'm gonna look into it. There's something up with this. It only trades like 2 million shares a day. What was this big bar? 6 million on this big bar. It's
yeah, and
probably it's
it's
probably
all over my filters for basic materials. So it's
it,
yeah.
it can have it and it's had and can have like these $4 or $5 moves, which is dumb for a $10 stock.
Right, right.
And there's 76 million shares out there. I mean, it's not a low. It's not like a 5 million share float or anything like that, unless it's locked up inside. Or I'll look into that tonight. Let me make a note here.
Nice, nice.
Share ownership. Perfect. I like that. I like this a lot.
All right. Next up for me is Hood.
Okay.
So, yeah, I know.
Are you
It's
calling? Hey, you calling bottom or what?
yeah, I know. I am. Yeah, it's I mean, obviously, this could go back and test those
this this
uh
can do whatever.
recent lows and all that. I mean, it could
This can do
go.
whatever.
It could go to zero. They could get a buyout. There's a lot of stuff that could
Citadel
happen
could
with
buy
it.
these guys, and this thing could go crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Um,
just
but
nuts.
I'll explain why I like it. So it's this $10 and $11 level over the next 2 weeks in options, um, where I'm just seeing a lot of activity picking up. So I got 715, 10C, got leaps to, I mean, leaps are getting kind of crazy. So 120, 23, 35C. And I'm just not seeing an effort to really bring it down much from here. Like 8P is a very bullish put contract for this week. So so yeah, I think we see some recovery. I see a recovery to $10 happening over the next couple weeks.
It's gonna play with psychological levels no matter what. There's just not enough history. The last low was 7. 10 makes sense in general. It's just a good pivot. Um,
Yeah,
I like playing it back to there. I like that setup. If you're 7, 8, or 9, I like playing back to 10. You get to 5 or 6, it usually doesn't happen as much. Um, yeah, it's again, it's another new one, P. There's not much for me to go off over here. Um, I'm kind of I would kind of go with the flow, but knowing in this case like this is a Wall Street bets, fucking Reddit, Twitter,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not gonna move off of anything tangible. It's just gonna eventually probably have a good couple days and occasionally have a couple bad days. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the on the option side, not even looking for the full move to $10. Just looking for eight to 850, 8 to 860, and you'll be 30% up, 40% up on options just doing that. So
How are
go small.
that's a great question I got for you. One of the questions that other people should be asking. I shouldn't have to ask questions. A stock that is this new.
Yeah.
How does that affect premium, especially when we're blowing through price levels, right? Like we're not staying in a range, so those contracts are expiring. Like the calls are just been expiring worthless for the last what a long time on these.
Yeah.
Does that kind of change the premium? Do like people run away? Does that increase the premium? What's that kind of do to the option?
Well, when it's one that's this volatile, that has this much volume and demand and everything, I mean, it actually it tightens the spread on them. So that's one thing.
Okay.
But it doesn't have like it kind of props up the prices higher than what you would see. Like so options on an $8 stock at Hood are going to be more expensive than an $8 stock that's in like basic materials or something like that. So
What
so
about again
the
SoFi? Like SoFi, are they? Is it more than SoFi's eight? Because they're about the same price right now.
they're comparable, I think.
Okay.
I
Okay.
haven't looked in a while, but yeah.
So it doesn't really like since it's new, you're not paying like a premium because there's less contracts because it's new.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. When's the all in full port number for you on this?
Oh, I think if we get a it actually would probably be an upside, not the downside. So like if we can really get $11 confirmed, I think it's probably going back to like 17-20,
Okay. Wow. Okay.
just based on the leaps I see. Because I mean, I've got these leaps at 35, and there's not really a compelling reason for 11 million whales to buy 35 C leaps on Hood, unless they think that it's going to come back. So
Something. Yeah.
yeah, but it's just it's hard to time it. A lot can happen in the market between now and January. So
100%.
and those whales could be wrong, but that's kind of a definite scenario I see is for Hood to get back into the 20s. I mean they have a lot of business, and
Yeah.
they could have a buyout or whatever. So yeah, I mean I think that's certainly plausible, but I'm just not. It could also go to $3. I don't even. I mean, like
Yeah. Yeah. No.
there's no way to know.
My
Yeah.
my it's funny because we're kind of a little different. Is that's the opportunity I'm looking for, and for me it's five. That psychological level.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
grab 1,000 shares there, and then I assume it will give me why I'll do that is because I assume it's going to give me a bounce off that level, which is going to give me a little bit of leadway to see if we are going to make a move back to 7, 8, 10, or if it's just going to give me 550 and we're going to go down to 3 like P says. So
Yeah.
I have a note for my regular size trade because that's back to where them $5 stocks that I like, just to trade it like I regularly do if it ever hits five.
Yeah, and and this stock, like this company, I don't like as much as like Palantir. I think has like a real, kind of
Yeah, yeah.
future that you could kind of sink your teeth into. But it's those stocks that everybody loves to post the chart and make fun of it, and like
Mm-hmm.
that I see in the flow. I see these opportunities. I see these bounces, and so I think that we should we should be on that and not
Yes.
just go with the Twitter sentiment at all times.
Yeah, I think if this play in general is a long-term acquisition play to me. You're just waiting for that
Yeah,
news.
yeah.
I compare this to Wish in that regard, Professor. Like, I'm not playing Wish at 6, 15, 4, but this $2 Wish stock, I've hit it a couple times, and that's kind of how I
Oh
see.
yeah, I throw Wish in my notes all the time when I see it, and
Yeah,
just get that 175 to 2
yeah, yeah,
and get your money. Yeah,
and the same with this. There is a point where you got to start playing it that way. Um, for me and the way I like to play the game. So
yeah, yeah.
love it.
All right, so let's see. Next up for me, I do think I think oil is in an overall downtrend, but I think that we get some decent relief bounces. So I want to take a look at TTI.
TTI, that's a new one. I don't think I've looked
Yeah,
at this
yep.
chart. Okay.
So they are kind of one of those oil support stocks, completion fluids and products, water and flowback services. So they're involved in fracking, basically. And $4 is just looking like a really strong level in options to me. But I think, realistically in stock price, I would like to buy this in the 360s, maybe 370, something like that. Move to 450. Oil recovers, it's going to 550. It'll test those highs again.
Yeah, I'm getting 325 to 3 from the TA side. Your 360 would be a higher low. It's in an uptrend though. It just has nice pullback like anything else right now. If the flow's there, I love it. It's enough range for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have enough oil plays, but this one kind of jumped out as a new one, so wanted to get in on that.
Yeah, and then 317's volume profile in the 1 year. I'm a little above that. 325. You're probably right. I think you read it. You got the perfect read. I think you're probably right. You're not going to get below 350.
Yeah, that those four puts will be kind of like a magnet to me, just when I see that many of them. So, yeah, I'd love to get it under 4. Won't go too far though. All right, so I have one more oil play for us that I wanted you to look at. May want to hot list this. Kind of going to depend on what you say. OKE.
That's an overreaction if I've ever seen one.
This is a natural gas.
This ain't gonna break 50-50. I mean, it probably won't break 55 to be honest, but it's that 70-90 rule.
Yeah.
70% likely to hold 55, 90% it's holding 50.
Yep, and I've got flow back to 67, kind of ladder walking its way up to that in August. So I think natural gas. We saw what happened. I mean, we were, a lot of us were in cold, and I do think that, like I said, I think overall that there is a downtrend that's going to happen in energy, but I think we get some relief on it. So looking to play this to probably 62 is where I'm at. That's where my strikes will be on options.
It's volume profile in the 1 year. That's perfect. 67 is the top of the volume profile. Those numbers line up great. Um, this just ate. This literally just ate the news the last 2 weeks. I mean, you were at the level you're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, just 2 weeks of straight down from 67 to 55. Even if you get half of that back, magical number 62, you're perfect. That lines up. That's A plus P.
Great.
If your flow's there, that's A plus.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just I'm not seeing it below 55. It might touch that, but yeah. Yep. So, and again, this is one. Just keep an eye on natural gas futures. That bounce we had Friday was plain as day overnight when I saw futures up like 8%. So, um, it's one of those commodities that can make these really drastic moves, and then you'll get these kind of predictable pullbacks. So I think we hit an uptrend here. All right, so that's it for my new stuff.
Sweet, sweet. You had a pretty good list there. Um, I like the mix of the new and some oiled.
Yeah.
I will say that since we're on the video, I need to start like capping some of these sayings
Yeah.
that we do. But Professor's saying oil again. Don't you don't have to be cute. Just follow him in the flow. Those are the easy sectors, in my opinion. Um, AA, we're on the old ones now.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So there's some definite promise in aluminum futures. I posted about
Yeah, I seen that.
those going to 211. Anything like 215, 220. I mean that's when the real uptrend starts. But this is about exactly where AA was the last time it hit that trend. So definitely want to keep it. Be patient with those, and those will pay.
Yeah, I think there's some stocks on the hot list, and a lot of the metals and materials are that we just keep them on there because you can't really time the move back, but the flow read is easy to read when it does come back. So
Yeah, and
AA is definitely one of them.
if you're smart with your entry, very low stress, profitable trade. You'll just check on it every day. It's going to keep going up. I mean, that's when those hit an uptrend, they just keep going.
Yep, yep, I love it. I had to learn, I guess not the hard way, but from experience. And Dow was the one that kind of taught me that the simple stuff is sometimes better. AFRM.
Let's see. So yeah, so the flow on this one is nothing special right now. Let me see. But I just kind of like having these fintechs here because of how they move with the market, and we're really down in a level where this has bounced a lot. I don't have a clear read on it for this week, but it's a spot I like to buy it. If that makes sense.
Yes,
I
makes
I want to see
100%
some.
sense.
Yeah. So I think we could easily go back to 22, 23 from here, and
Yeah,
it'll happen very quickly.
your volume profile is 23. That's really where it probably should be um, at this point in time, in my opinion. This is
Yeah.
kind of this stock right here, and maybe even the last one too. To be honest with you, is why I kind of mentioned to you, kind of putting together the sector list, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have these all the time. They're not gonna we're gonna trade them forever. I mean, for the lack of better terms, um, and it just cleaned up the hot list a little bit. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah,
I
no, that's kind of exactly why, because it's not A plus, but we're gonna keep it, um, and it might show up midweek. So it's just kind of that gray area. It's like the previous winner for the sector, the successful
Yeah,
plays.
and it just
That's what it is.
I I don't think this is going to like 14 or something like that. You know
Sure,
what I mean? Like
sure.
I just think we're getting close. Even if the market falls, it's going to start to slow down in the selling, and then just kind of hang out there. Maybe in that like 1650 range or something, and then it'll bounce from there. But yeah, so I'm
For
with you,
now,
and definitely we'll have that a draft of that sector list this week, and that'll be fun to talk about next week.
yeah, I just think we start hitting like working on one a week, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
just kind of chat it out after hours a little bit, start building it, and then kind of finalize it whenever, and then release it to these guys, and then just do like one a week or so.
yeah.
Um, So let's for now call this definitely keeping it, but let's call this probably towards the end of the week play if it is active this week. That's a good way to look at it
Yeah,
because
like it.
you don't have it right now, and it could come in at any time. AI.
AI has I haven't been trading that lately, but I just keep noticing it sort of surprises me how strong it is relative to what's going on.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
so uh, yeah, so like sitting there, it went up almost 5%. I still got 22 on it for August, and later contracts hitting 24 for the fall. So I do like this one. I don't know.
I
I don't know if I want to buy it right here, but I do like it.
No, this is what we call middle of the zone, if not top of the zone. We have
Yeah,
1650, 2050 is our area. You definitely want to buy this down at the 16, 17, maybe mid 17s at the latest, and then
yeah.
play it back to 19 or 20. When
So
it can
so
when
if like if you're in this and you have like half a position left or something, I think you can give it a little room.
yeah,
But just protect your profits.
and this will be with what P's telling me right now. This will be playable when we confirm 20.
Yeah,
But it hasn't done that. And again, I'm with you on the. I can't believe it's held up with the market the way it
yeah,
is,
yeah.
especially the sector it's in. It makes no sense.
Well,
So
and we talk about Malos all the time. It never tested them, and that's notable. I mean, a lot of stocks went. Heck, net. I've been out of net for weeks because of it just fell apart. Below those May lows. So AI, didn't do that. It held that 16 level really nicely on that dip.
so we're here. We're gonna throw a trend line up. We haven't done a trend line in a while. Um, yeah, we're higher lows since the May low, which is exactly what you want to see, especially with the conditions we've had. Do you want to yes or no on this one? You
Um,
want to keep it in rotation or
yeah, yeah, I do, I do.
okay, okay.
Just yeah.
AMC.
Uh, Probably not for me right now. I'm not. I'm not seeing a lot more upside from here.
Love it.
Could definitely, could happen,
Yeah.
but gets back into our zone, we'll put it back on.
Yeah, 100%. Um, AMRS is
Yeah, yeah.
on there. Where are you at on that?
Liked our ads in the 180s. That's where I bought some, and looking to test two. I mean, I've still got 250 and for August, and then I got 5 leaps for the fall. So
Did
um,
you bought shares at 180 and you still have them?
yeah, yeah, 182.
God, you guys, we trade so different. So I on Thursday I put it in my notes this 177 because I was thinking about trading it if it's offered again. We got the 79. I got in at the 80, um, like right in the low 80 range. But I was already out. I took my dime and called it good.
Yeah, I
Uh,
kept about 25% of the
yeah,
position. I'm trying to kind of DCA and build something around there, and would even add down to the 160s on that, just because I'm so confident in the kind of the bigger move.
yeah.
Yeah,
I have the 2x at 150 note. Just double my position at 150
yeah,
if it ever
yeah,
gets there. So I'll buy. It's $3,000. It's not huge. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but the move I think this can make, and where we used to play that, that's a pretty substantial move from $1.50. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. Um, BBIG sell the news.
Oh yeah. Let me see here. So, explain to me really quickly the tide thing. Like, so it's not a ticker change. It's a partnership or
Well, no, it
like
was a
people
it
with
was a
BBIG shares got Tide shares or something
so
like that?
it's basically like BBIG's basically it's not a holding company, but they have several companies under their umbrella, right? And
Yeah.
that one, the crypto one, for some reason they spun off into their own company. So it's basically like a reverse merger. You have to pay the people that own the shares, right?
Oh,
For
okay. Yeah.
the company that you're releasing out to. I don't know if it even has new ownership, but it's just its own entity now. Same thing is going to happen with the food. What food stock switch? Isn't it Kellogg? That's split into
Yeah.
three companies. That's the same thing. They're going to have to kind of divvy up the share price. So I expected a little bit of a drop and then a big pop on both of these. Not a knife,
Yeah.
because of that. And I really thought Tide would have got short squeezed. It's actually in my notes this week. Um, I like that one better than this one, but this shouldn't be this cheap. Um, but
Right.
it
Yeah. And
also could fall off the fucking planet and just never come back. This could be 40 cents in 2 weeks.
right. Um, whales do take an interest in it, and so there's flow at the $2 level on all expirations. Um, that that would be a pretty big move this week, but um, you could buy 2C and get a move to like 160 early in the week, and you'll those contracts will go way up because you'll get more people piling in doing the FOMO thing. So yeah, I do think we could see a pretty good move on it this week from my end.
Yeah, I mean, in all reality, this is a poopy stock. It's not some good company. I mean, let's just get
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
mean, there's nothing special about them. It's just the internet hype. Um, they play the news, so there wasn't a lot of short in it. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
I'm murky at best on this. I don't know how you feel about it.
I think it's one that to scalp when you see it already moving, if you're quick and have some skill at that. But I'm not looking to front load it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's just if you're fine with it, we can just move away
Yeah.
for now. Okay. Perfect. CDE.
Yeah. Gold actually looks very promising right now, and I'm looking for this one to finally get moving. $3.50, $4 in a month or so.
We're underwater. Just need it to me. It needs a catalyst at this point.
It's not really as good as sand.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. I'm gonna go and take it off. I'm gonna take it off
Okay.
because I mean me personally I haven't been playing it. So if I'm not playing it, I probably shouldn't be on here. The thesis on gold is better applied to some different gold stocks. So we'll just
Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
CENX. Other
Yeah.
aluminum.
So this is same same thesis as AA. More risk and more upside potential. So you just kind of know that going in.
What do you have on flow right now? Do you know on this one?
$10
Okay.
in late summer, $12 in November.
Yeah, 12 is what I wanted to see. Chegg. Love me some Chegg.
Kind of low key, one of my favorite consumer defensive plays. $25 is the level that stands out on it for late summer. I like it. I just don't see a lot of downside to it from here. Maybe could get down to like $18 or so, but there isn't a push in the flow to send it there.
Yeah, 18's the one line on the chart, or 18 and 29. Sorry. I like it. I remember playing this at 30 to 33. I love it. Charge point.
Did not get what I was really looking for out of this one last week. I'm gonna take it off for now. I need a fresh setup to get a sense on Chargers.
Yeah, I think that news just came at the wrong week because They all kind of underperformed. Clove. We had a little bit of convo about this in I think
Yeah.
Twitter.
So my deal on Clove is that 3C is bearish, and I'm staying away for that reason. Because I think that we've been in a pretty reliable channel, but I, I like that potential of a breakout higher when I'm trading a stock like this, and I'm not seeing that in the flow right now.
You want to know one of the crazy things about this stock is it uh, closed the week higher than it opened last week. It's in an uptrend on the weekly, and it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of our range.
Wow.
So we definitely have conflicting reads here.
Yeah.
But my channel's like 218, the 220 range, to 250, 256. So like I'm not even
Right.
trying to get to 3, because that 2 to 230, 220 to 240, that range has been good the last couple weeks, and we have a higher low. It looks like we have a higher low forming on the larger time frames of the charts. So it's interesting that the flow is pointing the other direction still.
Yeah, it's surprising because 3C had been a bullish contract for weeks, and for the conditions to be more favorable, and then for that to fall off, and it fell off dramatically. I mean, it's 90% bearish.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's unusual.
Interesting. If that flips, this is like a tag me post.
Yes, yeah, I'll go pretty large if that flips, and it could. I mean, it could flip tomorrow for all I know. Yeah.
Do you want to? I mean, we've had this on. Here's how I feel about it. If it ain't A+ right now,
Yeah.
and it's been on this list for some time, you already should know about it. So, like taking this
Right.
off
Yeah,
and
we're not introducing a new stock to everyone if we talked about Clove, so we don't need it
exactly,
on the hot list. Yeah.
exactly. Calm.
Let's see. Let me see what I got on this.
Dude, close been on my notes list so long that it's like the top note because I delete my notes and just keep the new one.
Yeah.
So it's worked its way up to the top one. This will be the week it comes off though.
I'm gonna take Calm off.
Okay.
I don't like how it reacted last week.
Cook. I get zoomed so far out on my day. I like this better than Weber now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So
Yeah.
I think it's. I've actually got some flow at 750 on it.
Yes. Yeah, let's go.
For August. So or September. Yeah. And 5 is really strong.
Pops.
And
he heard it. He knows. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 wins. Sorry.
750 for September.
And 5 here now.
5 now is really strong. Yeah.
I like I said, I like this one better than I like Weber now. Weber, we got the squeeze.
Yeah, some people were so late on Weber. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
By the time Twitter picked that up.
Hey, if there's ever a sip coffee moments, those are them for me.
Yeah.
DNA.
Yeah, DNA is kind of close to permanent status for me. I just I don't know if I've ever seen a stock trading at 230 with so many 10 leaps on it. So, yeah.
And Kathy Wood's buying it. What do you know about
Yeah.
that? What do you know about that? It's a long-term lotto. I mean, but
yeah.
I don't take this with the biggest fucking grain of salt you can. This stock could be $100. It really could. It's one of those that in 5-10 years, if we do have this biometric scanning passport bullshit, they're gonna be involved because they already work with the government. So, that's why I think you see those numbers and stuff. Um, but it also could just go away like everything else. You know, it totally could just get passed
Yeah.
by. Someone else could come out with better tech. Um, Someone could pay off politicians better than they do, and it could just be $2. Um, sweet, sweet. I'm glad you said that. DNMR.
Yeah, for sure. That one's staying on.
Yeah, it's a trophy by this guy's name. What are you looking? Where are you looking for at right now? For me, it's that 450 level.
Yeah. So 450. I think it gets to $6-7
Yeah, yeah.
by the fall. So but it could just keep bouncing around, but really playable range, even if it wants to stay range bound.
Yeah, this is 70-90 rule for me. 70% 450, 90% 4 should hold. That's where I'm at with it. I love this stock. Donut.
Yeah, relative strength. Longer it stays here, the bigger the move will be, I think.
You got a great high or low here. I've watched this one. I haven't played it. Um, just because the chart, it it's weird that a big name kind of barcodes like it does. Um, but it goes with the market. This thing ran back to 14 because we had this good 3 or 4 days, or I think it was like 6 days we had. So it had 5 good days. And then as soon as the market went the other way, this thing had bad days. Um, so I like that. You can count on that. If the
Yeah,
market is
yeah,
if everything is green, this is going to have a good day. I assume it's super playable from option side. Um, I'm still
it is. Yeah,
I'm still kind of waiting for the that confirmation of the 14 channel, and I'm waiting for that level. Um, but I hated the stock at first, and now I like it. So good job. Soon we're keeping that.
yep.
Um, EXK.
Yeah. So I want some silver exposure for the list. So
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah, we'll keep that.
I'd work because I want to get rid of the other one. Well, it's not really silver; it's a meme stock, but Express.
I don't have a clear read on it
Okay,
right now, but I'm kind of uncertain on the memes.
with you. FSR.
Yes, I'd like to keep that. $10 for me still stands out.
This is offering the same setup as you called it last time, so I really like it. I like that. Yeah, it was 8 last time. We moved it right about 10, and then we're back here technically on a higher low. Love it. Fubu.
Yes,
Yep.
and I know like we're getting further and further from $3, but I just overall thesis I'm not changing yet on it.
Are you holding this?
I do have some. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have some.
me too.
It's I'm a little red, but
Um,
it's fine.
yes, yes, and yes. But I'm not close to even where I'd be all the way in yet. So
Yeah.
I start a little early though. Go go.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. So like 18 to 20 for August contracts.
I like it. And I have this 1650 from when we charted it, and it's been pretty respectful of that. We're a little under that, but I expect that'll come back with market conditions. Groupon.
Yeah, something's got to give on this one. So
We're back at the
I'm getting close.
May low.
Yeah, this is the big test on it. Looking at the options, I think 11's going to hold pretty well. If it does, it's going to go to 14, 15. And I will probably, if I enter this, kind of would look at cutting it under 1050 because 11's just got to hold for it to hold together.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just going to collapse to like $8 or something. That's just kind of my take on it.
Is it you want to keep it? Is it worth the risk reward ratio for everybody? What do you think?
Yes, yeah, for
Okay,
me it is. Yeah,
gotcha,
I'm gonna
gotcha.
basically take one one shot at it and
Okay,
then ditch it next week if it's bad.
HUYA. What in the Chinese bullshit is
This I think I was early, but yeah, I like it. I like the
this?
$5.
All right. What's your flow on that? Oh, I gotta write this one down. I don't know what that shit is. You said 5.
Yeah, for August.
AG. Love it. HYMC.
Um, doesn't appeal to me that much right now.
Okay, this is one I wanted to take off. This the
Good.
not
Okay.
the not silver play. I'm done with it. We finally failed our 131 line.
Yeah.
Just let it go. We did well on that play. IMAX.
Yes. So
This was one of the few
still
long term.
like it 20 plus August.
Killing that trend line we put up. Nigeria.
$8 stands out to me.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, I want to keep it.
It's this is like a 5 to 6 or a 6. Yeah, 5 to 6 play right now, but this will take off in the long run. Same with this one, Kodak.
Yeah, I like Kodak.
Yeah, 460 is our level. We have 7 as volume profile on the larger time frame. That's pretty much it. It respects that 460 very well.
Yeah, of the like this is the one that at when we open up the week, you're already in a good ad zone, I think.
Yeah, this is a trade early in the week.
Yeah.
um, Especially if the market goes, we get out of this red streak day, we get back to a couple good green days, which is gonna. I mean, we talk about that whenever, but that's gonna happen. Timing, that's almost impossible. We're all guessing, but it will
Yeah.
happen. It will happen. Be ready. That's that simple.
Yeah, that's what bear markets do. They'll give you those days.
Yeah. Well, and they'll usually be in a bundle. You'll get more than one, 3 to 4,
Yeah.
3 to 4, maybe 10 even. Yeah, cold. Dumb question.
Yeah, we'll keep that. $60, $80 eventually.
LiDAR.
I
LIDR.
don't have a clear read on this one right now.
All right.
Yeah.
We're 55 deep, so if it's not A plus this week, I'm with taking them. Lemonade.
Yeah, definitely keeping that. If we get those green days you talked about, that's going to be $22.
Notes. Take notes. 22. Lumen.
I'm inclined to see this at like 14. Okay. So, yeah, and I mentioned the other day when everything was selling off and it kind of just didn't react to that. That's kind of been its character lately. So, yeah, I like it.
Higher lows forming on all time frames. It's a great looking chart. Usually, if you don't get a weekly with a higher low, and then the day chart look the same, and it does. So it's walking itself up no matter the market conditions. M. May lows.
I'm a little hesitant on retail stocks with the whole Kohl's thing not panning out. I think these might break down a bit.
What I miss there? What I miss?
KSS.
Yeah.
I think that deal fell through.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow, that's gonna hit it all. Retail's weird.
Yeah, because KSS they went down almost 20% on that, and could probably go down more. So, it's not an oversold situation. I would trust at all, basically, and it's going to impact all of them.
Interesting. All right. MKC. It'll
Nothing
be ER.
special.
Yeah, ER
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
ER play. It's over. Matt.
Uh, I have no idea. It's down in a zone where flow gets tough for me.
I really like it off. I'm gonna keep it for one more week.
Okay, yeah.
Um, just because we're on a really big psychological level. This was an offering, correct? That's why it dropped.
Yep.
Yeah, let's keep this one more week. Just manage your risk on it off the dollar level. Um, it definitely could either go 50% or break the dollar and continue down. I mean, that's obviously your two options. Doesn't take a rocket science to notice that, but it seems like a pretty good risk reward from here. Offering price was $1.35, I do believe. So that's kind
Yeah.
of that's the number I would keep in my head. Um, Mo.
Yes. So I think the recovery potential here to at least a 45 is really good. Probably 50.
Will you give me a professor note on this verbally? Because I actually like the option side of this. So what would you be looking for on this one? Like, are you playing next week? Are you
Oh, if I
playing
play
a month
options,
out?
yeah.
Yeah. What would you do
Yeah.
here?
All right. So I don't like weeklies on it.
Okay.
There's just not the risk reward isn't quite there. So what I would be playing on it is July 15th, 43C. It's about $57, and on a you get a 1-2% move on it. Those are going to go up like 25%.
Okay.
So definitely nice movement. Spread's only $4, so yeah. So I would buy like 5 of those or something.
I like it. I like it. And then and I guess that's probably more of the so you're gonna pretty much always just play that one strike out of the money.
Yep, yeah, that's what I look at. Yeah,
Okay, so that's what I needed. That's the helpful that's the helpful link over here because I just buy the 45s and 50s because they're psychological numbers and they have a lot of volume. That's
yeah.
my theory behind it. And then you just take the percentage of the move, not on the full move there. But you really do want to go in the money. It sounds like that's got to be the goal.
Yeah, they're safer because if you know, one red candle is not going to shake you out because those out of the money ones just collapse on you. Whereas if it's closer to the money, they don't fall as much. So you can just kind of ride it out a little more.
Oh, perfect. You know what else doesn't fall as much?
What's that?
The 10-cent contracts.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. Thank you.
Yep.
MQ.
Yeah, this is a good one. So,
Yeah.
we got $10 for mid-August on it.
Yeah, that's your volume profile. I'd really like to see the 15-16 on your end, but there's enough here to play it back to 10. I like this.
Yeah.
Both long term. Little less known on the fintech side. I I really feel like this is the best play Tunes ever brought to the game. To be honest with you, Mullen.
There's a lot of interest in Mullen to get back to like 150. So I do kind of like it
Okay.
down here.
I think we can get 90 ads.
That'd be safer.
Not 90 cents, but in the 90s. I think you can.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah, I think it'll bounce back quickly from that.
Yeah. Eating up our 33.
So yeah, play is pretty much my only restaurant stock right now that I play regularly. I like it a lot. $38-$40 what I see on it.
Yeah, we kind of are compressing here on the 33. I'm just think if it breaks, it's going to break to the north, not the south. I don't see this getting much under the 29, 28 level. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah, it's my end longer term $2. Hard to say where we're going to bounce around back then. So I think we want the TA to kind of give us some ad spots on it.
Yeah,
But
we're not
I
gonna.
don't really see this collapsing to like 70 cents or something like that. Like I think we're in a pretty good spot.
125, I think, is the lowest you're gonna get. There's definitely buyers every penny it gets lower. Like people already have the orders in, is what it kind of
Yeah.
feels. Is what it kind of feels like. Um, yeah, I want to keep this.
Cool.
I just think last week kind of delayed things a little bit, right? On a
Yeah.
lot of the things we brought up. And I don't ever like feel comfortable saying, hey, it's just gonna be shit all week, so we're just not gonna have a hot list. Um,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just I'm all cash and just unplug everything for.
yeah, yeah, guys, we're all cash this week.
Yeah.
Jesus. PSNY.
Yeah, this one's going to be active. I wouldn't say the flow is overwhelmingly
Anything, but
bullish on it, but
yeah.
I mean, it could get to that 12-15 range, and there's flow to support that. So I do like it.
Just also go to $7.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Look
Yeah.
at if you want to. No, that's not. I won't say that. All right. I won't say that. All right. Piton.
I just waiting for. I still like it. Under 10 is just sort of shocking to me. I don't even know what to make of that. I see it as like an $18 to $22 stock still, but so news or acquisitions got to happen.
Let me pull this. I'm gonna look at the short real quick. Oh, the quick view of the short. We got here. It's being shorted a little bit. There's some heavy volume on that side. I mean, 25% of the day, every day, is buying and selling a short volume. So, 10 and 28 stand out.
Yeah.
I can't tell you where the bottom is though. It's one of them.
Right.
What keep it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That's another one of why we need the sector. I think because it's not going to go anywhere, but it's going to stay here until it happens. Rad.
Yes. I still like Rad.
Yep.
Thesis is still there.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, you could double this, and it's not even that big a deal. Just in terms of what I'd call fair value on it.
I agree. Roblox. It's got a trophy next to its name yet.
Yeah. Don't buy it up here, but yes, keep it.
Don't you have flow read to 40?
But I think be great, and we could go up another 8% or something. Just it's kind of the middle of my zone right here.
100%.
So
100%.
Yeah.
100% agree. Rig.
Yes. Like oil, this is gets flow to $4 and $5 consistently.
Okay, it's back on our trend line, which it hasn't been there for quite some time. That would be a good spot for me, in my opinion. So I like the low threes here.
Yeah.
Root.
Yes. Like it.
Lemonade's little brother. Run.
Yeah, solar. No, my notes on that one.
Yeah, no, you can't. I like I don't like that other one, the E one. I like this one, And
Oh, you don't like Enphase?
yeah,
Enphase is an options play
yeah,
mostly.
yeah. But I do like this one. This is a good chart.
Yeah,
Sand. There's your gold.
yeah, that's the best. That's the best gold stock right now.
Um, you have what, eights?
Yep,
Sweet.
8s for August.
I do like that one.
Stitch Fix.
Just Stitch Fix.
Nothing special in the flow on it right now for me.
Sweet. I think there's an ER one that we just kept on and it failed.
Yeah, yeah,
Shop.
yeah. This is gonna get interesting. So 36, 38 over the next couple weeks.
Wow.
Just gonna that kind of post split move, I think.
Where's your personal bottom and flow bottom on this? Like where are you
$28.
buying? Where is that where you're buying? Like that's where you're like I got to get in.
Oh, I would scalp it up here, but yeah, I would.
No, I mean like when I ask that, I mean like long term. I would buy this to hold.
Oh,
Like,
right,
as an
yeah,
investor.
20 between 26 and 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we get much below 30. I really don't.
No, I don't either. Yeah.
Interesting. Skills.
Yes, I'm a believer. Skills. Yeah, seeing enough.
Kevin Morris.
Kind of would like it under 120 to actually buy it, but I don't know that it's going to happen. But yeah, I think that what I see from the two calls, I don't know that a test of 2 is all that likely, but I think like 175, 180 could definitely happen in mid-August.
You got 2 calls and not 150s? It just goes straight to 2?
Yeah, most of the volume's at 2.
Wow. Yeah, 180 is your yearly volume profile. 150s every other time frame, 3-year and most recent. I do like it down here.
Yeah, it's got enough name recognition that I think it can push if it gets going.
Tell.
Yeah. So the 3 oil stocks I'm most interested in on the option side this week are Oxy, MRO, and Tell. So yeah, I like Tell.
I like the
$3 is a good spot.
The 316 was my favorite, one of my favorite parts of the week. That was awesome. Tupperware.
Let's just keep it going. Yeah, I like
it going. That low key, hey, that low key. I don't know when, but we're gonna look back and say I should have added more down there.
Right,
yeah, because we were on it at 550, and I think once it's 7, like
it
confirms with news, it's going to back in the 10s.
It checks a lot of boxes for me, including if I can just open one of my kitchen cabinets and see it. That's something to look at.
Yeah, 100%. They might not make it out of the pandemic recession. You never know.
Yeah.
Jesus. UEC. Where are you at with uranium?
Yeah. I'm
both.
I'm all in on uranium this week.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be good.
We'll put you right up there with it.
Yep.
Upstart.
Yeah. So this is actually a good spot to add it. I think 32 should hold pretty well.
32.85 to 55.61 is our line. We're definitely tightening up, but you're still getting 32 to. I think we got 40, didn't we? 39.72. Yeah, you're still getting 40 from here. That's a 30% trade.
It's one of the better ones for option day trades, but it's also at a price where shares work too.
Shares work.
This isn't Upstart $300. So we're yeah.
I like the share side on this. Just because that level's held so well.
Yeah.
Weber, I'm kind of over it. I don't know what you. I don't
Yeah,
know
no,
what you have.
I'm I have some bearish flow down to $6. That's worrisome to me. If that happened, I'd be into it again.
Yeah,
But
got you. I got you.
yeah,
Love it. That's one when you nail them like that, just don't get cute. Walk away. I mean that
yeah,
play.
because if you go back to it and have a mediocre trade, you don't feel as good about the home run you hit.
Yeah,
So
and I don't
move on
even
to something
mean
else.
I don't even mean on the range here. I just mean we found the bottom, the short squeeze actually happened, and we played it the backside of the ER perfectly. I mean that's what I'm talking about. The play
Yeah, yeah,
transpired. Whether it goes to 20, 15, 8, 12, that doesn't matter. The the move happened. We had a good play and we just move on from it.
yeah, yeah.
Wendy's.
I still got $25, so I'm waiting it out.
One of the few green candles on the weekly from last week.
Yep, I have my Baconator order ready.
Just frosty for
I
me
don't.
here,
I mean,
boss.
it's a. I don't know what moves a stock like this, but Flo says something's going to, so I'll keep it around.
I don't know where you're at, how it is out where you're at, but fast food places out here are hurting. Like they're closing Wednesdays
None
at
of them have the
7 o'clock.
lobbies open. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they can't get enough workers. Yeah,
And it's a weird schedule. Like I came home from the game, I think it was Wednesday, and it was 11, and I couldn't find anything except for McDonald's open. Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've kind of noticed that. So how these guys are getting good news, I'm yeah with you on that. Chart, if it was just a blank chart, it's a great chart. This is a flipping amazing chart with the move back to 21, 22. X.
Yeah, I like X a lot under $18. And I put in my sector notes that Steel had its best day for like flow wise in months on Friday, so might actually start to see a move here.
Yeah, I like. I'm with you. I got that 1831. We did bounce under that and off of that on Friday and Thursday, so I would be a little mindful of reclaiming that. For me, I want to be in the 18s, is what that says. Um, but I love the channel.
What I would say on it is don't buy anything where theta decay is going to start eating you up. So that means like avoid the shorter term options. Basically, go close to the money about a month out, or buy shares.
Yeah, I'm in that C bracket. Buy the shares. All right, well that's the old review. Not bad. I think we cut out some
Yeah, should we like sit
not
still?
necessarily some laggers, but some ones that kind of already transpired for us, or just didn't
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
do the move there. Um,
Trim the fat a bit.
yeah. I have a few, but they're not nothing crazy, and a few of them are already on there. So I really like ACB right now, um, and I think you mentioned CGC.
Yes.
So they're kind of the same.
I think either one would be fine, but those are kind of, I don't know how to distinct, like I like weed but not Tilray and not Sundial. You know what I mean? Like, so these plays like this would be the one. So ACB is yes, I mean it's good, 150.
Where are you on?
Tilray, the chart's just a little broken to me. I don't know. And I'm not seeing the flow I like to see on it. It's been all CGC and ACB.
Is it strong, or does it just look like that we have to be here because we know something's going to happen sooner or later?
Well, it's not imminent. Like I'll
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
I'll put in Discord when I'm just like I'll be like weed tomorrow, and like it'll usually go. But yeah, so
Okay.
they're just building positions.
Let's pass on the weed then, because
Okay.
that's a TA spot, and I'd rather just wait.
I did want to talk about Blue Apron. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, called it on Friday. Kind of, or I need to get a better job on that. When I'm light and I see stuff, I like the stuff I dropped on Friday in my fucking in my notes page. It took off already. Like it was already there, and I got to do a better job getting that to people. Um, this one I think is still going to go more. Definitely the short
Eric,
squeeze thing going on.
The way that the 715 5C spiked and even 6C spiked, it could easily hit those numbers.
Yeah, I agree.
It could be that kind of squeeze. So yeah.
Well, we had 10 back in December, 10, 12.
Yeah.
Um, and then we've kind of just came down. We did get a lower low. So the $7 to $8 range would kind of be more of what I'm looking for as an absolute top, but it's just going to have tradable range, real easy tradable range in my opinion. You can get flow reads on this stuff.
Yeah. So I've got strikes to $1 increments. So it actually
Okay. Yeah, let's add that. Then.
Yeah. And if you wanted to get, if I were to recommend like what I would buy for options, it would be like August 6C $55 or 7C $42.
Okay.
If you want to like get full move on it, that's what I see.
I like that. That fits my price range pretty good, so decent. Yeah, my bad. I should have looked at that on Friday. I should have just looked at the options on Friday on that, because I thought it was a shitty penny. I didn't know you would get a read on that. Beam. I'm real interested in that.
Let me see. Yeah, I was looking at this the other day. So what's your TA situation on it?
12.50 to 20.
Yeah, so on the option side, I do have 1750 for August. Had a lot of dip buyers. The contract itself was down 23% on Friday, and sitting at around a buck right now, or I mean $100. So that contract is interesting. I'd like to see some more 20C on it, but yeah, I think it's promising enough to. We should get it on there. It's one of those ones we keep talking about.
I played it at the first of the year.
Yeah,
because it moves so violently. Not in a bad way. Like the moves are great on this thing. This thing will move $2 or $3 in a day, and it had a little bit of a. I forgot what it was, and it pushed it. It pushed it pretty far, but we've kind of been all downhill, and we're forming support higher than we had before. So that's really why I like it. And then it fits the solar, and we're kind of light in that sector, right? So
yeah,
I like it. All right, let's do that. BlackRock.
yes. I think you can definitely catch moves like what happened Friday, but that's like not the move. I think it's going to go back to like $14-15.
Okay.
So yes, I think it's about time to.
Do you have
I got flow
side?
on that. What's that?
Do you have the other side? The sold put.
Oh, the downside.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
They never really. They don't push it down with puts, if that makes sense. Like it's not. They don't really look to pummel this.
Okay.
With those strikes, so it's I mean, there's some down to 8, but nothing like, not much at like 650 or anything like that.
8's what I have. That's the 795 is the level on my chart.
Yeah.
The dip to what's 690 or whatever it was here. 660. That was kind of like a whoa. Um, that's interesting that they don't have it down there. I like that. I like that a lot. Cat.
Oh yeah, let's see.
More of a what the hell. I have a 181. We're kind of bouncing off under that. Had a bad month, to say the least.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, everything on my end says this is a $200 to $220 stock. So, yeah, I mean, it's about time where leaps could work. You can day trade it too, but I'm just
if we're ever gonna
I'm
call
not
the
seeing
shot
a lot
on
more.
Cat, this is it.
Yeah, I don't see a lot more downside. 165. Like I don't buy on margin, but like that'd be when I would do it.
That's when I would do it. I have it, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
You, I'm like 60-40 here, maybe 70-30 adding it, just because if we ever are gonna add it, this is where you want to add it at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're because it usually moves pretty slowly, but I could see it bouncing pretty quickly back to a reasonable price.
Yeah, like this would maybe get back to 200 by the end of the week on a good week, on like a really good
exactly.
week. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's throw it on there.
Yeah.
Goose will be
and then it'll take it 6 months to move $30 from there.
Yeah, at minimum.
Yeah.
CCJ.
Yeah, uranium for sure. Big push this week.
Can we hot list it? I got 21.72 to 25.
Yeah, I think we can. If you play options, that's the one.
Love it.
So yeah.
Love it. Chewy. This has been doing great.
It kind of left without me, and I'm just sort of like have been staying away. But
you're gonna
Flo says $45 on it.
So we're just confirming this $36, $37 level the last week and a half. It's been needed. This has been a great sign to me.
Yeah,
you're holding a previous level that failed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going back to the 40s, I think, if conditions are favorable.
Okay. Is this yes for you then?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it a lot. Himenex. I think we're at 740 again on this one. Is that chart? Yeah, we're down there at that $7.
Semiconductors look kind of dicey to me. I mean the chart and flow are good, so we have that. Like, I guess I should just not have my bias about semiconductors interfere with that.
I love it.
So yeah,
that was a great statement right there, Pete. He said the chart's great, the flow's great, but
yeah.
The only reason this made my list, like again, I go through 300-400 charts, right? And if we have previous lines and they're on it, it just makes the list. That's what it is. It's nothing more than that. And we're back on the 7 level. The 10 level came before, and when it did, it was like literally in 1 week.
Well, and I think, but both can be true. This stock can get some relief, and semiconductors can still be kind of bad. You know what I mean? Like it can bounce because it's just so oversold that anything's gonna push it back up a bit.
Yeah, well, and that's where, as a trader, you got to have that. That's how your mind has to be. This could have relief, but it's not going to run with because of the sector. So 10 shouldn't be the target. Maybe just 8 from here, right?
Yeah,
850, maybe 850. Volume profile on your 20. Again, the only reason I brought it up is because we're on that lower level. And I would want to look towards the flow to see if it's good. And I think you said it was good. So
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it just because the people that want to trade like Nvidia, MU, and AMD,
Right.
we can give them something that is in a better position, in my opinion, to trade.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Kodak, we're on.
Yep.
Matt, we're on. Momo, did we keep Momo? Is it even on here? No.
I still had it on mine. I may have forgotten to take it off last week.
No, it was on last week. I don't know if we kept it this week.
Oh, gotcha.
No, maybe I'm wrong. I like this off 5. Back to the 6.
Yeah, and I think the ADRs are good. There's some rumblings that we're going to relieve some tariffs on China, which would just send all these. So
you were right on that Baba one too. Let me tell you about that. Golly. Surprised this didn't come up on your end. Like, I'm surprised this wasn't on your.
Oh,
list.
actually, you know what? It
was. You told me it was.
It did. Yeah. I did say it wasn't. It didn't. I'm traveling, so like I have all these lists going. But yeah, no, Nat is good this week. For a couple reasons. I mean, one is I think the whole airline connection, but just in terms of the flow and everything, I like a move to 250.
Yeah, we're saying we're still 199 to 235 channel. Love everything about it.
Yeah,
it's just perfect example of taking it off, letting it cool off, bringing it back when the opportunity comes back. The gold play that you guys are sleeping on, I think, this NEM. NEM.
Yeah, no, it's flow is good on it. 65, 68 is what I have. Options are more expensive than I want to play, but other than that, it's great. Yeah.
Let's skip it just because of that. OEC.
OEC, yeah.
It's energy. Came off 14, looking for 18. Big ass dip on dividend. It looks like, yeah, big dividend dip coming out of that.
So I've got August 19th, 1750.
Also, it was green last week. Crazy.
We can add it.
If it's strong, I like it. I just like
it.
You know me, I like charts with big red candles. You know how big this one is down here. Look at this thing. This thing's gnarly. Yeah, I like this. SD. Back on 16.
Yeah, I mean that's going to 18 fairly quickly if oil's positive. I never took it off mine.
Okay. So I'm sure you trade this all the time.
Yeah.
Square.
So I have some downside on this under 60, but we'll move sort of the way those fintechs do. Could easily get back to $75 fairly quickly.
A plus? No, nothing A plus.
No.
Okay. Tilray we kind of already covered. Tide. I don't know if you got flow on this one.
Let me see.
I don't think you do. Yeah, I don't think there's. Yeah.
Oh wow. No, I don't have options on it.
Yeah, I'll just note it. I like to have.
They will probably eventually release those though.
100%. Yeah, I'll put that in the notes. CRNT. This is against the grain chart. Caught my attention.
Don't really have enough volume to have an opinion on it.
Okay. And then the The one that got away. FFIE.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should have kept some of that. Wow.
Bro, you don't want to know what I did here. I mean, it was I made $200. Put it that way. Look at the chart. And I made $200.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah, the options were up like 600 to 900%.
Sure,
Crazy.
Sure. I should have made like $1,600, and I made
like
$2.
Definitely could see a push to $4.
387,
maybe 450.
387's my line. That's kind of what I was looking for. Another 50 cents. To 4 from here. Playing the 325 level is kind of what I'm looking for. You want to add it back?
Yeah, let's do it.
I like it. That's one. They don't all happen on Sundays. Sometimes they're midweek. Social. That's a social. Do you have flow read on AERC? Does that have flow read?
I've seen it before. Let me see.
It will not stop. I moved that. We had a.
Oh yeah, Arrow clean. No, there's no. It doesn't have options.
Damn. Okay. I'll save all that. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have. I know we want to talk about Docu, and I wrote down MBiz for some goddamn reason. I forgot why I went. Oh yeah, because it's just confirming the higher level on MBiz. But let's talk about Docu a little bit, because you had mentioned Docu.
It's one of those that kind of like there's like a temptation to be overly bearish about the market right now. Just kind of look at everything and it's like, okay, I'm waiting for QQQ to collapse another 4% today or something like that. But I think the things that kind of keep you in check are, for me anyway, is flow on a stock like Docu, where whales are wanting to push this back to $70 in August, and it's just a pretty clean read, and I don't see a lot of downside from here on my end. I mean, I guess it could drop to like 59, but that's probably the floor. It's 59 for me.
We just have this, and it works real good on the weekly and the day. That the trend line that we put in since the 90, it comes off of that real well. I do see the 70 now. That's the next level, but it's definitely just walking itself down. We kind of got rocked into that last time. This where we talked about it. I'll even give you a date. Beginning of May, we talked about it coming off the trend line, kind of going back to the 90. I do think 70 is that number now. So I like what you say. I couldn't tell you your guess on the bottom is better than mine.
Well, I think the market's got to reach a point where they kind of they punish companies like Docu just kind of for what they are, but there's nothing particularly bleak about Docu's business outlook. It was just trading at a ridiculous price before, but kind of something's got to give. So I do think it just sees some relief, gets back up to $70 to $75 fairly soon.
Yeah, no, that's kind of, I think at this point in time, this is more likely in an oversold position than it is going to go below 50 and test 30s, 40s, 20s. It's going to break that level. That's where I see it.
Well, and I think, by the way, I think it's worth pointing out that we use the phrase trade sideways a lot for the overall market, and for Docu to get some relief to 75 is not flipping the switch to a bull market. That's still it's just an oversold stock having a little bit of recovery and then probably falling back down. But what you look for is like for it to not fall as far, which is why the May lows were such a big deal to me.
Yes.
And why I just walked away from some that broke well below it.
Yeah, this seems to me like it is just what I call it trading the backside, right? Like
Yeah,
those mini release where you basically have whether it's a psych bounce or a trend line bounce, and you do get a little bit of a run. I think these ones, the AFRM and the upstarts, they're definitely just taking the worst of the storm.
Yeah.
Business wise, this is probably one of the better ones because they're not finance, right? They're not a finance company.
Yeah, right. And they, I mean, they got kind of an oversized bump from COVID, but it's not like we're all of a sudden like we might go return to offices, but we're not returning to physical documents.
Yeah.
What I mean? Like, yeah. So, their whole business model, I think, is still pretty sound.
I mean, 2019 prices is where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty flipping low. Yeah, I like it. I just don't know where the bleeding stops. I think it needs a positive catalyst. Maybe the next DR. Maybe these do have a good run.
Yeah, it. I have some triggers on it for day trades, and we'll kind of see. One more that I want you to look at because I decided instead of 2 triggers, I wanted to do just this will be my last one because I gotta head back to Oklahoma. But Carvana, CVNA.
CVNA.
I'm pretty much just looking to short this, and let me give you my level. So 2143 is just my trigger I've been using, and just been playing off that. But I kind of see this going to like $18, $19, something like that. And I just think kind of similar to real estate that cars and used cars are haven't seen the worst of it yet, and we're kind of cycling around to that.
Yeah, you're under COVID lows here, and I agree with the sector part of that. The only part of that I would go a little more on is I think your low is more like 16, 15. I think they're going to get just hammered, and the news isn't going to stop being bad for these guys for a while.
Yeah, because I think that they sort of overextended when things were good, started opening up a lot of locations that are already closing back down. So, yeah, you'll see layoffs and just all bad. So yeah, so I'm looking to swing puts on it for that reason. And yeah.
What would you like what ones? Like what how would you play that? Like are you playing 20s?
So let me give you some
cuz you said
strikes.
21 mid 21s is your line.
That's my trigger basically.
Yeah.
Right below that. And so like maybe for me like August 5th, $17. Those are about $200, and I'd buy like 4 of them, and that would be my swing. And probably like I don't know if I would try to take those in the money, but that's where that move to 19 is about for me, because that's probably where I'd start scaling out.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I like that. And that's just on that you play that way different than the calls. I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. That's probably about it for today. What one last thing before we do go, what sector do you want to start first with? and we'll just take the whole week, kind of bounce it off each other, come up with a solid 10 or so.
I want to start with industrials.
Okay.
And just because there's a couple that's where the space plays are, it's where airlines are, and some of the mega caps like BA and CAT are in there too. So I just think there's a kind of diversity within that sector that makes it a good spot to start.
Okay, and let's try to do like 10, like a top 10 list, but not necessarily top 10, and do like like 3 from the option, 3 from the share, 3 combo, 1 you can't miss, like that kind of setup.
I like it. Yeah.
And just do that. All right. Well, appreciate your time, P. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a good, safe 4th. Yeah. Notes will be up. You guys know the deal.
Yep. I'll have mine up. They might be up a little later tonight. Just doing some traveling today, and then I will be back in my office, back to the live streams on Wednesday. I'll be back to that, so you guys can look forward to that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I said it last week, say it this week again. Definitely summer schedules for the both of us. We do have lives to live, but our DMs are always open. If you guys need anything, any question, it's pretty much 24 hours a day we're available. So yeah, whatever you guys need. Trade safe. Have a good week. P, travel safe, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see ya.